Shaun, how satisfying is it for everybody at the academy when you see these young guys getting their contracts extended and getting into the first team squad as well?
Really satisfying. It's probably one of the perks of the jobs as a staff member, as a coach. These boys come at a young age into the academy and they get to under 18s, which myself and John are involved in, and then it's just about applying themselves the right way and giving them opportunities and hoping they take the opportunities. And the two boys we're talking about today took that, and luckily they've got their contracts, and now the hard work probably starts for them and getting in Scott Brown's first team and seeing what they can do. And I become a supporter and a fan, so I can sit up in the stand and I can watch and get excited along with them and just hope that they do well, and just do well for United as a team, but also do well for themselves individually and see where football takes them.
And John, when one of the young lads gets in the first team and performs like Dylan did against Kilmarnock last week, that must be great for the whole academy, because that's like a new role model for everyone else, isn't it? They want to get what he's got.
Absolutely. I mean, I think what everybody has to remember is that the players spend a number of years at the academy, so a lot of coaches will have had input over the years. So I think for all the coaches who are watching and seeing someone getting that opportunity, that's really what development is about. So I think we're all involved in trying to improve young players where we can, and then once they come up to the first team, you have people like Scott Brown and Stephen Whittaker and the staff there who are going to take them on the next stage of their journey. So, but it gives the academy a lot of satisfaction, and it's really all about how well the young players can do.
Dylan just looked so calm and composed, didn't he, against Kilmarnock? He looked like he'd been there for years.
I think Shaun and I have worked together the last 2.5 years, and Dylan's been he's a real emerging talent, and he's got all the tools to go the journey, but he's also got a great engine, so when he gets going, there's not many players who'll catch him when he's making his late runs from full-back. So to see him coming into a derby match and get a man of the match award just shows you how well he's done. But he's a very focused young man. Even last year, or year before I should say, when he made up his mind, I want to be a first team player, and that was really what he focused on. He didn't take part in any other kind of football. It was just, I want to be a United player. So that's really heartening when you see someone who's focused so much and getting the opportunity that he's got now.
He looks like he could take a fair bit of shifting, Shaun, from the first team now he's got in about it, such as his quality.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's part of football, and you kind of say that to the young players. When he was at the under 18s, I always remember when he first came into the 18s, you're talking 2 or 3 games, and the first team management then, well, who's this player and what's he like and what's his background, and he really just kicked on from there. And the beauty for us when he's played for our under 18s, when he's in your team, you feel pretty confident and you feel pretty happy, and you know whoever's on the left side, they're going to have a hard game. If anything, we'll be more dominant on that side. And it doesn't surprise me that, I mean, it's one game and it's against your rivals, but he's played well and he's probably dominated the game as he's grew into it. And I think that's how I would sum Dylan up naturally as he's went through our 18th season. Mm-hmm. Was every time he was on that park, you knew that you had a solid full back, not just defensively but going forward was outstanding. And I just hope, and I know he will produce that for the first team if he gets his opportunities.
John, that's Jamie just turned 16,
Yep.
And it could be maybe an important moment for him as well, and he's obviously looking at what Dylan's done, and he wants a bit of the action as well.
I think that's the inspiration when you look at the players that have gone before, and obviously he's played in the same side as Dylan. I mean, Jamie's a real talent as well. You kind of think back in maybe special moments that they've both had in the last couple of seasons, and Jamie, we played St Johnstone last year, and Jamie was playing the number 10 role. And I was speaking to him yesterday at the gym, in actual fact, I said to him, what was the kind of time span? He scored a hat-trick in something like 17 minutes. It was just like turning a tap on, and tremendous. And it just to kind of maybe go to Dylan, there was one last season where we played St Johnstone again. Unfortunately, they were in the receiving end twice, but Dylan picked the ball up at the edge of his own 18-yard line and just went on a run right through the team. Finished with his left foot, which wouldn't be his dominant foot, top corner. So these are kind of special moments you look, but Jamie's really bags of talent, all the tools, and I just hope now that he gets the opportunity. I'm sure he will. If he does well at training, he does well in bounce games, I'm more than sure that the management team here will give him opportunities.
And it's obviously really exciting, Shaun, for you guys to see where those two and maybe other little gems in the academy can go as well.
Definitely, and that's probably the biggest driver for us as coaches. It's about players' development. You've got a bit of team development, but you've got individual development, and we can usually use these boys as poster boys. So they've kind of been there, they've done it, they've experienced it, the ups and downs, they've earned a contract. So you kind of reflect on what is it that our strengths were, and maybe what is the weaknesses, and can we improve on that. But when you're talking to other young players within the academy, you're basing it on these guys, and not just these guys, other guys that have been there and done it as well and are now seasoned pros. You've got guys still at the club, you've got guys like Luke McCowan who's flying at Dundee, and it's using these players, and we'll do the same with Dylan and Jamie to our advantage, and what it takes to try and earn your contract and take that opportunity, and us as coaches will just try and help that development, that pathway.
And I noticed you, John, nodding when I mentioned other gems in the academy, so clearly you've got some other guys coming through.
There are some really talented young players. I think the thing which strikes me with Jamie and Dylan and some of the ones that have gone before, like Fraser and Lucas and even Mark McKenzie, when you look back over the years, number one is their attitude has always been spot on, and the second thing is they're all very, very humble young lads. And I think if you have the talent and you can take these two things and use them, then you'll have an opportunity.
Good luck, you two. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much.